Facebook Remarketing 2.0 Made Easy. Chapter 14. 10 Don'ts You Should Avoid for a Successful Facebook Remarketing Venture. Now let's take a quick look at those things that you should definitively avoid doing to successfully remarket on Facebook. Don't remarket to current customers. Remember that remarketing is all about reaching potential customers, so your remarketing efforts need to be geared towards two targets: people that know your product or that have visited your page but haven't bought anything yet, and people who have bought something and can be offered something different as a recommended purchase. So knowing that, it would not make sense to retarget to the same people by serving them the same ads, as that can only drain your budget and bore your audience. Don't use the same exact ad copy for all users. It is a bad idea in general to use the same ad copy over and over and not change it with time, let alone serve the same ad copy to everybody. This will simply not work because people respond to ads depending on factors, such as demographics and the type of content that they consume online. So do yourself a favor and create different ad copies for different types of people. Don't focus on only one aspect of your audience. This means that it is unwise to focus on only a defined set of characteristics from your demographics. For example, focusing only on targeting people who like your product in the United States and creating an ad set for males and one for females. What about age? What about the people from other countries that are also visiting your page on a daily basis? What else does your audience like? What age bracket is spending more money? Segment your audience as specifically as possible on basis of all this information. Don't focus on daily performance. You have to think in terms of the bigger picture and then start from there. We don't mean that you should just let your ads run freely and wait a week to see if they perform. But instead to let a converting ad to run for a week and then measure what is working the right way by examining stuff such as, in which day did it perform better, at what time of the day, etc. Don't forget about your conversion pixel. The conversion pixel was put by Facebook in there for a reason. The Facebook conversion pixel is a tiny yet powerful tool that will help you to know where your conversions are made and where do they come from, which will help you to optimize your campaigns much further. Our recommendation is to put the pixel on each page of your site and measure different types of actions. Don't forget about filling in the details. That is, your business details. If users are coming to your site back for the second time depending on how effective your remarketing worked on them, it is to your best interests that you let them know just where they have landed and why they should stay. Cold selling is as off-putting online as it is in the real world. So if you're not showing your business info both on your site and on your Facebook business account, but instead only a handful of products, people will just leave. Don't focus on high CTR. High CTR might feel good in the moment, but it doesn't feel so good after you compare it with your conversion rate and find out that it makes up only a 5% of your overall CTR. Which essentially means that you are running your budget dry and yet you are not seeing a good return on investment. High CTR without conversions might mean that your ad is attractive but that your product is not appealing enough. Or maybe that your product does not fulfill the expectations of your visitors in relation to what they saw in your ad. Anyways, high CTR without conversions should tell you that there is potential, but that there is something that needs to be fixed as well. Don't be afraid of using what you know works. It doesn't matter if it is material from years past, or if it is something that you know has worked for somebody else. As long as it works as a remarketing strategy, you should just use it. This includes mirroring the elements from successful ad copies from businesses promoting the same niche as you do. Just make sure that something is working and that the market is not saturated. Because if something is selling really well but you see that the trend is people buying from only one or two sources, proceed with caution. It might mean that there is already an obvious winner flooding the market. Don't forget about organic content. It is easy to forget about having to keep an existing audience engaged when you are trying to capture as many people as possible through remarketing. But hear us out, remarketing is not only about new people, it is also about the people that already have your back. So believe us when we tell you that you have to care after the people that have become your fans in Facebook. How? There are two clever strategies to follow. One is to focus on creating original content and post it on a daily basis. It may happen that someone does not visit your site every day, but it is pretty much possible to find them logged in on Facebook daily, and there is where you want to reach them. Publish the content on your site and link there through your Facebook posts. That way you may tempt visitors to buy something. The other strategy is to tailor posts, and use the Facebook segmentation tools to show those posts only to that segment of your audience that you know are interested in the content of the post according to their age, their gender, their location, and so on. Don't limit yourself. Many marketers limit themselves to the tools provided by Facebook, and while it is true that the platform is one of the very best for advertising, it is worth noting that out there are many tools that can give you an additional edge. Tools and services for retargeting such as Perfect Audience, for tracking and analytics like Google Analytics, and services for measuring the success of your competition like Social Bakers are available. We will be covering those in our follow-up video, so make sure to stay tuned.